perfect for today, right? I thought about putting some wood in that fire pit out back.
It's not cold out.
No, it's not at all. And we're already recording, so welcome back to the Headspace and Tasting Podcast, where we talk manhood, tell stories, and discuss the stuff that matters to us, one sip at a time. Welcome back.
How you doing?
Good. Very good. I feel like my right arm is missing.
Why?
Because my wife is gone. And, I love her dearly.
Cooking?
No, just, it feels weird whenever we're apart. Like, it's just strange. I don't know. It might be codependency. It might not be healthy. I don't know. But she's traveling, going to see her best friend in South Carolina.
How many bourbons have you had already?
This is not even one. I wouldn't even say one pour. Yeah. But I always miss my wife when we're apart. And this will be the longest we've been apart since we got married.
2 days?
4 days.
4 days?
Yeah. So it's me and Emma hanging out, eating pizza for 4 days.
Emma's upstairs baking cookies right now?
Yeah, who knows?
Okay.
Playing with the gas fireplace, probably. Today's the 25th of October.
Yeah.
In east central Missouri. We finally got some fall weather. We were talking before. It's not cold. It's on the borderline of chilly, I guess. You could say it was chilly this morning.
Classic fall weather.
But weird. Yeah. The leaves are starting to fall, finally. And
not much color this year because we've been in a drought for quite some time. So the trees weren't as colorful as they can be.
They're just kind of just dead.
Yeah.
But
you know what the big news today is?
What's that?
Historically, today was the kickoff of Operation Urgent Fury. You familiar with Urgent Fury?
Yeah.
The invasion of
Panama.
Grenada,
yeah.
1983.
Okay. Yeah, I was 4 years old.
I was 13, which was mostly...
Pretty impactful then, huh?
Yeah, it was mostly Rangers Special Forces.
Why did we invade?
Cuba. There was a regime change there. They killed one of the presidents there, or the guy who was the president.
The guy who we put in place, probably.
No. That was not the case in this case.
So what was the tactical or the significance of Grenada?
There were two things. One was the airport that was suddenly being built. The airport that was built was larger than would be for just normal tourist traffic.
Could handle Russian bombers, probably?
Probably, because there were Russian troops and Cuban troops on the island when we took it.
Wow.
None of the Russians were... Actually, a couple of the Russians were injured.
Yeah, was there any direct combat between...
Us and Cuba.
Cubans, right. I remember that, yeah.
And the Grenadian... Republican...
Are they Grenadians?
Bandits or whatever they were.
Yeah.
But...
it's a small Caribbean island, right?
It was. The campaign lasted 8 days.
So the Rangers jumped in. I know the 7th ID was there, right?
No.
Was that
Panama? It was almost all special. 7th ID was Panama.
Okay.
This was almost all special forces. You had 2 Ranger battalions. You had the SEALs, Delta, and a Marine unit, Air Force, and there was in the 82nd.
82nd. So the 82nd jumped in?
No.
Or they landed after the Rangers secured?
After the Rangers secured the airfield.
Okay.
Now, here's the deal. Is when the Rangers were going down there, they flew out. They're on their way. They were halfway to Grenada. Their mission was to land on the airfield and secure the airfield.
Yeah.
They're halfway there. And the SEALs that were on the ground reported that, hey, there's obstacles all over the runway. So they had to switch gears, put on parachutes real quick, change up all their stuff.
In-flight rigging.
And say, nope, we're jumping in. And so they all jumped in.
Dude, talk about versatility.
Seized the airfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the 82nd followed the next day, landing in. And then there was a lot of lessons learned there. That was a good campaign for military learning from that perspective.
Yeah.
Because they found out that they couldn't talk to each other. Their communication, the radios were incompatible between services.
Did they have the sync guards back in, or were they the Prick 77 still?
I think it's still 77.
So this is probably the beginning of frequency hopping, and was maybe just new.
Well, even their communication, they weren't even their lingo. Everything was different.
Oh, okay.
So you had that going on. The Army who landed or were taken off and landing from aircraft carriers, their helicopters, they weren't trained to do landings on aircraft carriers.
With the waves and all that. Yeah.
Right. So you had issues with that. And then there was issues between the command structure, because at the time you still didn't have a singular command structure.
Oh, JSOC wasn't?
Between everybody. For instance, it was a Navy admiral who commanded the operation. Oh, and Norman Schwarzkopf, who was a major general at the time, was second in command, Army.
Weird.
And so just the command structures were different.
Yeah.
Trying to get, and this was, there's two things. The movie Heartbreak Ridge.
Oh yeah, great movie.
Okay, right. It's silly as all get out.
It is so silly, but it's great.
It's still a good movie.
Yeah.
When that script first was brought up to the Army said, "Heck no, we got nothing to do with that." And the Marines ended up taking it.
Yeah.
And so they changed it all up.
So he was going to be a Ranger platoon sergeant
originally.
Yeah.
And then so you had that, but in the movie, there's two things that occurred that were based on real situations. Oh. One of them was when they jumped onto the bulldozer and went after the Cubans.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
The Rangers did the same thing, similar at the airfield.
Yeah.
Once they seized the airfield, there was some Cubans up in higher elevations that they had to go get, and they used construction equipment to do that.
Nice.
And then the second one was when they're all pinned down under fire and they're trying to call, and they can't communicate with the aerial or the Navy command or whatever.
Yeah.
So they end up using a personal credit card, calling
call collect or
base to North Carolina. And fortunately, the operator went, "Oh, hang on, okay," and that was a real deal. And they're able to patch everybody through.
Oh man!
In order to get that, so that's the communication barriers that they had to fix.
Only in America.
The other one was they had no military maps of Grenada, so they used tourist maps.
Whoa.
Well, the tourist maps had no
elevation,
right? No
terrain.
contour, no nothing. And so the tourist maps, they took them and hand drew military grid squares on them, so at least they had something when they were navigating where they had to go.
Oh my gosh!
And then rescuing the students.
Yeah.
They thought they're all in one location at first, and it took them. They realized they were split in two spots, and so it took them 3 days to get to the second location.
Yeah, was it American University, right?
It was an American university.
Yeah.
They were all doctoral or medical students.
Med students, right?
But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of learning there, and it changed the. It really motivated the military to upgrade and advance their command platform.
Were they still flying the old Huey helicopters back then?
Blackhawks, the H-53s, Cobras.
Cobras, okay.
Is what they used.
So the Blackhawks were fairly new then, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was all part of the modernization of the Army. You had that. You had the M1, which they did not use.
No.
And
was the Bradley around then?
The Bradley was just kicking in. The B-1 was just kicking in. They didn't use any of that stuff.
So the Marines that landed, were they the Expeditionary Force? They didn't come in on armored vehicles, did they?
Patton tanks.
Really?
They had some that they landed with.
Man.
Yeah. They didn't have many. I think they only brought in like 6 or 8 of them, something like that.
I mean, what did they do? Just like blocking positions or something?
I don't know. The total invasion force was 7,300. The total force.
I know my 1st Brigade Sergeant Major, 1st Brigade, 5th Infantry, 25th Infantry Division. He was the Brigade Sergeant Major, 1st Brigade, which I was attached to in the 65th Engineers. And when we showed up to 1st Brigade, because you go to the replacement unit, and then you go to your brigade headquarters, and then from brigade you go to battalion, and then they keep passing you out like, hey, come get your guys. He showed up. It was middle of the night, and he had the old Ranger scroll. Yes. You remember the small one?
Yeah.
And then it was big.
Yes.
And I think it said LERP Rangers on it. But 75th Ranger Regiment or something like
First
that.
Battalion, when they went into Grenada, had the old Ranger scroll. Second Battalion did not. They had the current one that we see today.
And he had the combat jump, jump master wings with the combat jump. I think he might have had 2. But anyway, I just remember seeing this guy. I didn't know what was on his uniform by then. I was just a new private. But he was the scariest individual I ever came across while I was in the Army. Mm-hmm. He was huge, big. He didn't say much. He just said, follow me. And then we followed him. Stay here. And then that was it.
Two small pieces of information. This invasion occurred 2 days after the Beirut bombing.
Oh, okay.
In which 241 Marines were killed in Beirut, Lebanon.
2 days. How long was this operation? Like, did they just say, we got to go?
They were already in like planning phases, watching, observing.
And then the Beirut bombing happened?
The Beirut bombing. So that was one of the news stories at the time, I remember, is, Reagan is using Grenada to take attention away from Beirut. That's not the case.
No.
But that was one of the excuses that was used. And, when the elections came around in 1984, his re-election, by that time, everybody forgot about Beirut, but they all remember Grenada.
Yeah.
The big success. It was also the largest military operation since Vietnam.
And then Panama happened after that.
Yeah, it was 1988.
Yeah. But,
or 80.
Oh, that was his second term when Panama happened?
That was 89. That was under George Bush.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, his successor.
That's right. Okay.
But, so, I mean, those were the two main things out of Grenada. And then there's one other one I was going to mention. Oh, so I was looking at pictures of it today.
From
and
Grenada?
the troops that were involved, and all that. And I realized, and maybe it could just be me, kind of reflecting on the past, or maybe not. But, you see all these pictures today of our troops training or maneuvering around, and, they got this vest, and it's got wires and different, modules and pieces of equipment attached all over them. Mm-hmm. You look at the rifle. The rifle's got like 18 different things on it, optics, for whatever, and flashlights, all this stuff. And you looked at all those pictures in 1983, the Rangers going in there, and they're freaking badass.
They had the old LBE.
They were all wearing the LBE.
M16A2 probably.
They had the 203, grenade launcher underneath. Yeah. And, they had the Kevlar. The Kevlar was a new helmet, but they were wearing the Kevlars.
Were they in the greens or?
They're in BDUs.
BDU? Okay.
BDUs. However, some of the Rangers were in greens, not all of them.
Yeah.
Because I saw one picture of a Ranger in his greens getting pinned on with a silver star. But if you see the pictures of them in action or just moving and being there in the moment, I realized that at that time, it was all about the soldier, the individual. The gear was secondary. It was the man. And when I look at today's pictures, it's all about the gear, and the man is secondary. And it just, in my mind, that's exactly what I'm looking at, because there's just so much stuff. And I know they're going, oh, it just makes our job better, or we're, more tactically efficient, and, operationally we can take on more or do more. But really, I don't know. It's just a different
respectfully
perspective.
Disagree. But I understand what you're saying. Like, they have this new helmet out. Have you seen that thing? It has like cat ears on the top, and it's augmented reality that blends with night vision and all this. Like, you can see people from behind walls and all this crazy stuff. Right. Okay, cool. But I feel like this new way the Department of War is going, it's about the soldier again.
I'm not disagreeing.
But I think like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was about, the
3 years
Striker,
ago.
the Striker
3 years ago.
fighting vehicle, you had all this crap, Blue Force Tracker, all this junk.
All you got to do is look at Army Magazine.
Yeah.
And see everything that they go in there. And I'm going, how does a guy even figure out how to make a decision?
He's too much,
there's so much going on.
Too much
around
input,
him.
you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I got to worry about this. I got to get my drone up in the air, and I got to also communicate to you, and I got to make sure you got my transponder on, and I got to react to electronic warfare, and just on and on and on and on, and I
think those are just realities of the modern battlefield, though.
It could be, but the soldier himself. So is completely blotted out by what's around him.
If you took a completely stripped down Ranger from 2020,
I wouldn't know the difference,
to 1983, let's say 2023 to 1983, same equipment, you're going to have the same quality of Ranger.
Yeah.
But when you get to the conventional forces, that's where things get a little screwy, right? Because conventional forces, 82nd Airborne back in the day, I would even say the 82nd keeps a pretty high standard.
Oh, yeah.
They maintain a high standard, no matter what. I guess, I don't know, man.
I don't know. That was just a thought I saw. I was going, there's just something about the pictures I was looking at.
Yeah, they're kind of, those greens, man, they're pretty cool. I don't know what the actual nomenclature is for that uniform, but those are pretty cool. I think the Rangers were the ones that hung on to them the longest, weren't they?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
I'll say this: the Woodland Camo BDUs are the man's camo. That camouflage right there. We've said it before.
They really need to bring that one back.
Yeah, that's the best camouflage ever. We're getting... Uh-oh. Okay, my phone just went off, sorry. We talked about today in history, which is always fun. Mm-hmm. And how is Grenada doing today as a result of our intervention?
They're fine.
Never heard anything about them ever again. I don't think, have you?
No, and
it's probably a beautiful place to vacation.
It was either 2000 or 2020 that they actually initiated their own little board of inquiry in Grenada to determine, what happened, what has gone on since then, how can we make our little nation better. It was very eye-opening. One of the things they wanted to do was find the remains of the president that was assassinated. They couldn't find him.
Oh. Even
after the inquiry, even 20, 30, 40 years later, 30 years later, they couldn't.
Man,
still locate him.
Probably took him out the ocean somewhere.
Yeah, but no, that was a good one. Anyway, not to take away from this amazing thing that we're drinking today. What is it?
Ooh, this is an all-star right here. Booker's, made by Jim Beam. This is the By the Pond, in quotes, version. It's a 2025-02, batch number 2. 63.25% alcohol, bringing it to 126.5 proof.
Yes.
And you can tell.
I think this was the highest proof that we've had so far.
Yeah. Age 7 years, 1 month, and 20 days. This is it's dipped in wax. The top is dipped in wax. It's got the Beam B on there, but that's under the wax with a ribbon. Sexy bottle. Came in a cool box. I picked this up at Costco for $86, which you mentioned secondary market.
Yeah, secondary, it's going as high as $200. And for something that's been released in 2025 in February, that's a...
If I were a collector, I would have bought 4 bottles, but I'm not a collector. I'm just a fan. That's it. There is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 different barrels. So 8 different places on Jim Beam's property that contributed to this blend. And it's 11% for 6 of them. 5% came from, and they have the exact floor and the building that it came from, and then 29% is the biggest from Warehouse G. What are your initial thoughts on this, Kevin?
Well, I would say that when people talk about premium versus other bourbons, I'm definitely going to put this in the premium category.
Yeah.
And it's not because its price is $86.
No.
It is, to me, a well-developed, full body. It's kind of weird to say. It's like talking about a wine. It's a full body bourbon.
Very full. Most bourbons that we've been tasting are aged 4 years ish, between, plus or minus 1.
Yeah.
This is 7 years aged, almost 8.
I mean, my initial thoughts on it, a very pleasant aroma.
Mm-hmm.
Got a nutty feel, caramel, blood orange, kind of nose. What did you get on the nose?
The first thing was oak.
Okay.
The woodiness, which I think, could be nuttiness or oakiness. And then I wrote vanilla bean / extract. So it's kind of like a vanilla extract.
Okay.
But, man, it's good.
As far as the palate, definitely, I mean, it's a sweet heat, start to finish, and there's no escaping the heat.
No.
In any form. And there's definitely a richness of body and flavor, and like a dark honey, not the light stuff that you can get there. There was, it's always clover honey, that kind. No, this is a darker honey that I was getting on the palate.
Okay. I was getting sweet corn, a lot of corn. And what'd you say? What's the percentage of corn on the mash bill?
77.
Yeah, so it's very, very corn. And black pepper. So like you said, the heat, like you can't get away from the spiciness of this.
No. And then, as far as the finish, again, nuttiness and mixed berry. So I would say mixed nuts, mixed berry, because I really can't pull one out from the other, but I'm getting a hint of both of them. And if anybody's ever drank other versions of Booker's, the nuttiness that comes out of a Booker is actually kind of typical.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of like acorns, maybe. Have you ever eaten an acorn, a raw one? You just pick it up off the ground and just chew on it. It's disgusting. But this is...
I wasn't in the Marine Corps.
Neither was I. Pretty close to it, though, being a sapper. Yeah, but that, like, I never ate it, but I was like, I wonder what these taste like. Deer love them. It tastes like, and it's very nutty. And it's raw, of course. So, or like pecan is what we call it in South Carolina.
Okay.
A little bit of pecan.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I get some corn on the back end as I breathe out some corn. It coats your whole mouth. For me, the heat is all over, mostly in the back of my mouth, back of my tongue, though.
But it's not overpowering.
Not at all.
And for anybody who wants to feel it and, kind of really take over your senses a little bit and open up your airways, this is a good one.
Yeah, I feel like my eyeballs are sweating.
Yeah, actually, I feel the same thing.
Like around my eyelids and stuff.
I haven't had one yet that we drank that had that reaction.
No.
And it's a good one.
It's strange. We're both feeling the same thing.
If you're on a cold day, this is a great bourbon for a cold day.
Yes. Yeah, that's how we started the show, talking about that. It's not cold out, but it's still good bourbon. So we're going to hold off on giving our rating, and we're going to have some final thoughts at the end of the show. When we close, we're going to give our final thoughts on this as this breathes in our glass, and we'll give our rating. So hang in there, listen to the show, and you'll see our final thoughts. Or not see it, you'll hear it. What were we going to talk about today, Kevin? We watched an interesting video. You shared it, a video, and it kind of got our thoughts going. Like we had a pretty good conversation about this video.
Yeah, it was actually a reference from a YouTuber. His name was Clark Cagley. Kegley.
Mm-hmm.
And two things came to mind, or two things he said that caused me to open up my brain a little bit. Number one was, are you living or preparing to live? And the second question, or his statement after that question was, once I'm done working, then I can start living. And it really got me to dig into that.
Yeah.
And are you living or preparing to live? And in other words, am I enjoying my life today, or am I so focused on, I got to have enough money for retirement, or I just got to, if I just keep working out now, I'll be healthy later, and on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up talking about something called sleepwalking through life.
Yes.
And that's what kind of opened the doors on what we were talking about.
Yeah, that was the one that hit me. I was like, whoa. Yeah, I know a lot of people like that who are just, I got to go to work. I wake up, I go to work, I come home, I got to go take the kids to soccer practice. I got to have dinner, then I'm going to bed. Then
and that's our life cycle.
And
we're going to do it until we're 65 years old, and we're going to retire.
And then
we're going to live our lives.
Maybe you retire. Yeah, then
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah?
Yeah. And so, this was a good one, a good thought provoker.
Yeah. So we have the new 401k program coming out at work, and they have a little calculator in there where you can put in, like, here's when I want to retire. Here's how much money do I need. Here's my blah, 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 blah. And I was trying to see how far back I could push that number. Not that I plan on retiring ever, really. I don't think I plan on it. But I was like, I wonder how early I could be. So what I'm looking at it is a financial freedom and independence of lifestyle number more than a retirement number. So where I could just be like, you know what? F this, I'm leaving. One day, just have that feeling of like,
yeah,
I don't have to be here, but I'm here because I want to. And I think that will make work more fulfilling.
Yeah, and I think where we fall in, many of us do, I'll say I am one of them, where I've fallen into that trap of my net worth is not high enough.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with net worth. It has everything to do with, can you live month to month on a stream of income?
Right. Yeah.
That's what it boils down to.
That's kind of the way I live now. I'm like, I do have some savings, and we did well with selling our house in South Carolina.
Right. You're trying to build your net worth.
But for now, I'm like, how much do I actually need to be bringing in to live the life I want to live right now? And that's really my focus is like, okay, I have young children again. I have a 2-year-old and one on the way. How can I spend as much time with them as possible and live a fulfilling life with my family?
Yeah, because it comes down to the basic statement that is true for everybody. We grow up, we work, we retire, we die. Yeah. Where do you want to be in that? That's our life.
Yeah. So right now,
do you really want to live that way?
On that timeline, I'm, let's say the average, what's the average lifespan of an American male now? I think it's like 78, 76.
77, somewhere around there.
Right. So I'm on the back end, man. I'm 46. But 30 years is a long time. That's a very long time.
I want to live to at least I'm 90. I'm saying I'm going to live to 90. So I got 40 years to go.
Yeah. I think I'm saying I'll probably live to 90 plus.
40 years is a lot.
That's a long time, man. That's a long time. That's 2 careers lengths if it's a 20-year career.
Right.
Like people look at 20 years like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Am I going to sit around and go, oh my gosh, I got to go to work tomorrow. Yeah. And I'm just keep going. And, I'll be in my prime when I retire and I'm going to go do this and go do that. Right. No, that's not true at all.
You're not going wakeboarding.
Right.
Or hiking up, hiking the Appalachian Trail.
Right. Wake up, people. That's not how life works.
Do it now. And that was kind of how we came about the Katy Trail conversation. I was like, dude, let's just do it now because next year we're going to be older.
Yep.
Let's just go. Let's go.
Right.
And we did it. So that experience, we've been having this conversation for months and months and months of like, let's do this now. What are we doing now?
I think that kind of conversation will keep on going. As much as we talk about different topics on this show, mm-hmm. they all actually roundabout way center on one thing, and that's living life for the moment, enjoying our life, mm-hmm. And also preparing for the future at the same time that you're enjoying it. Can
Yeah.
you do both?
You could be prepared for contingencies
Yes.
while still enjoying life now.
Right.
And, some of the things, a conversation I've had with Caitlin was like, oh man, looks like the whole world's going in the dumpster. It's going to be on fire. This looks terrible. We should go ahead and enjoy this cake right now. Let's go get some ice cream and live life. Be happy now because we don't know what tomorrow's bringing. And then you could live every day like that. But you still have to plan like, oh, I might be alive till I'm 90, so I don't want to be morbidly obese and unhealthy and have type 2 diabetes when I'm in my 60s. So I need to take care of this body, which,
But both of them at the same time are kind of life-sucking.
Yeah.
Because you could take them both to an extreme.
Sure, yeah.
I'm going to do everything today right now because I know I'm not going to live tomorrow.
Right.
The world's going to come to an end.
Guess what? Tomorrow comes and you're like, dang, what am I going to do now?
Yeah, what a hangover. I just come off of a sugar coma, whatever. Or I'm spending all my time preparing for my retirement and I die in a car wreck in 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah, good job, buddy.
Yeah. I'm going to pull something up my phone real quick.
There was and it all kind of tied in. We came across a quote that was attributed to Ben Franklin, and in which he said, "Many men die at 25, but are not buried until they're 75." And it's attributed to Ben Franklin, but he clearly didn't say it. There's no record of him ever saying it or writing it. And if you were to Google it, and this is why AI is pretty freaking scary and you can't trust anything on the internet.
Yeah.
It's also attributed to Thomas Jefferson. It's attributed to Mark Twain and a couple others. But let's just stick to the quote the way it is.
Yeah. It's a good quote. That's a good line.
Yeah. Many men die at 25, but are not buried until they're 75. Is that how you want to live your life?
Man. Yeah. How many guys do you know, like, join the Army when you're 18? They do 20 years. They're 38. And they're just like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, but
I guess I'll go be a mailman.
I've caught myself actually saying that out loud to people. I've lived my entire life by the time I was 25 years old. And you know what? I got all this other stuff that I want to keep on doing.
Man, I've always said, like, I finished my bucket list when I was 32 years old. My bucket list is done. What am I going to do? And it was pretty depressing, actually. And I went into that phase of like, all right, I'm going to go to college, and then I'm going to get a job, and then I'm just going to work and hopefully retire one day. Then I thought, like, oh, no, I need a new bucket list. That's what I need. A new bucket list. A new set of aspirations, things I want to do. I want to visit every national park in America. That's a goal. And that's a family goal that we have.
There's a bit of a challenge about that, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have to make sure that that goal you set for yourself is not so far out of reach that it depresses you because you're not working towards it.
For sure.
Like all of 2026, did you hit a national park? Or 2025, I'm sorry. 2025. Did you hit a national park in 25?
I did, yeah.
Okay, good.
Several.
All right, perfect. But in 2026, if you don't hit one, are you going to feel dejected? No way I'm going to ever hit that goal.
Well, I think I'm going to look back at it like, I'm going to live till I'm 90. I got 45 more years. I'm going to make the national parks.
So you're saying you're going to put it off?
Oh, no, I'm not going to put it off. I'm just going to say, if I don't hit one this month, maybe next month, I'll get one next month. Or if I don't get it this summer on vacation, next time.
mean, that's kind of the debate we're having.
Yeah.
Is, are we living our lives, or are we putting it off, or we're just kind of going through the motions?
Yeah, so we make...
Because you got to put reality into it.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, we have, conversations of like, this is where we're really... we protect our personal time together because obviously, Caitlin's family, she live in South Carolina, some live in Colorado. All my family's here. So, but we're like, okay, we need to have time for us though, and our family, our immediate family. So we're going to be strategic about how we allot our time. And it's okay to say no to family sometimes when it comes to your time because you only have so much.
Right. That's what we talked about last week. If you're going to commit to something, stick with it.
Yeah.
If somebody else wants to come in with something better, say, nope, I get it. I appreciate the invite.
Right.
Stick to what I'm doing.
Yeah. A lot of guys, men especially, get their identity from what they do for a living.
Right.
Especially in the military, fire service. It's like, I'm a fireman. Then that's who I am.
You really know when you ask someone, tell me about yourself.
Yeah, the first thing they say is,
I'm a welder.
Yeah.
Really? That's how you're going to identify yourself?
Came out of the womb with a welder in your hand.
Right.
And so I was going to pull up, every topic that we talk about, I like to go to the Bible too and look up like, well, what does the Bible say about this? Because I can't just rip off the top of my head either scripture or how do I feel about this? Because a lot of time my natural instinct feelings are wrong. I can be a little impulsive with my tongue sometimes.
You mean repulsive?
To some. So, Matthew 16:26.
Okay.
For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world, yet forfeits his soul? Or what shall a man give in return for his soul? So that one hits pretty hard.
How so?
That you can put off meaningful, fulfilling life experiences for financial gain. You could say, I can't go to that thing because I have to work. I need to do this so I can be better at work. People put off a lot of unfortunately with men, they put off a lot of family time with their children for work.
Guilty.
Yeah. And so this is obviously speaking more spiritually. Instead of pursuing spiritual growth, people pursue financial growth.
Right. It's also very practical.
It is.
That's how you're describing it.
Yeah. You can apply it to your practical life because, oh shoot, Carpenter's going to be here in 30 minutes. Yeah. Sorry, got off track. So this is...
We're talking about the practical side of life.
Yeah, the practical side of this verse is, you got to be selfless. I'm guessing is the right word. Professional goals can seem like a selfless act. Like I am pursuing this professional goal and I want to make as much money as I can to provide for my family so we can have a comfortable life and put a roof over our heads. But really, is it though? Could it be really selfish?
I'm just going back to your original comment is many of us men identify ourselves by our occupation.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we need to take the deep, hard look at ourselves and go, do we really? And it requires you to actually write it down. I don't care what anybody says. You got to write stuff like this down because this is how when you get it on paper, it stares right back at you.
Yeah.
And you write down, identify yourself. What do you want to put on your tombstone is the classic answer or the classic question. And, I'm a transportation manager. I'm a director of logistics. And yeah, that's it.
Well, like they talk about like the dash in between the years.
Right. Is it?
Yeah. What's in that dash right there?
Right.
Transportation manager or EHS manager. That's it.
Yeah, and you can't write down, I used to do this. I used to do that. You're shooting yourself in the foot right there. Don't.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now? How are you impacting your own life and those around you? And if you can't somehow identify it with things outside of work, for instance, do you have a hobby? What's your hobby?
Well, Kevin, if somebody sat down interviewing you, Kevin, tell me about yourself. Who are you?
Well, my name's Kevin. I'm 55, and I've been married for 33 years, father of 5 children, and I served in the Army. Strike one.
Yep.
I served in the Army, but I can use that as a platform to say, this helped me develop into who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
And, I work for, this is where everybody's going to go, I work for so-and-so company, and this is what I do. Okay.
What else?
Right. Tell me about yourself personally.
Yeah.
I love to read a book. I like to write. You know, I like to be socially engaged with others, but I also like to be alone. You know, they're mutually opposed to each other, but I have to have both of them in order for me to thrive. I have to have alone time plus social time.
Balance.
I got to have both.
And that's kind of what we're talking about, having balance in life. Right.
But see, I poorly answered the question you just asked me. So if I asked you, Matt, tell me about yourself.
I always say my name's Matt, 46 years old. I'm a Christian. I'm a father. I'm a husband. But I would put husband, actually I put husband usually before father. So I try to go in like priorities. Like, my name is Matt. I'm 46. I'm a Christian. I'm a husband and a father of 5. That's what I say. And so what do you like to do in your free time? I spend a lot of time with my family. I do a podcast once a week. And that's pretty much it. I'm kind of a hermit.
How would you identify yourself?
I'm a husband and a father. That's my identity.
Gotcha.
And I really, before, I would have gone, I'm a veteran of the U.S. Army. I'm a firefighter. I'm an EMT.
Are you an expert in anything?
I would give my resume. Am I an expert in anything?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I'm an expert marksman, technically.
I'm not an expert in anything.
But I wouldn't. I could always be better.
But I'm good in many things.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I consider myself a jack of all trades. I'm pretty good at a lot of things.
Yeah.
So this is a weird, like, you have to be very introspective to answer that question.
Yeah.
And a way to be introspective, there's a few different methods you could use, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of them, like you, is journaling. And you've been journaling since a very young age.
Yeah, since I was 13.
Consistently. Foot Locker's full of journals, right?
Yeah.
Me, I'm a thinker. I just ruminate thoughts. Think. And I will sit in silence. I get up very early in the morning so I could be by myself and think about things. And my plans, my goals, my problems. I like to think things through. I like to talk things out as well. A lot of times this podcast, I don't have fully formulated thoughts on things, but I'm just kind of talking it out. And then as I go back and listen to myself talk, I'm like, wow, you need to really study some more about that.
Right.
Or,
Well, that's what's helpful for our shows, because every show we talk out loud, we go, oh, wait, there's something else we got to add to that.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah. And
sorry, folks.
We kind of go down rabbit trails, but it's more, this is like a thought exercise, what we're doing. We don't have a script.
Very much so.
I have 1 page of notes, and I reference them maybe 2 or 3 times, and that's it. So journaling, can you talk about that? Like, what does it do for you? What is your practice? How do you do it?
Right. So first I want to say, why would you journal in the first place? Why would anybody waste their time putting notes on paper?
Well,
and then holding on to it.
I would say, thank God some people throughout history were journaling the things that they were doing.
Yeah, because there's many different things you can do with it. It's a record of your daily life.
Mm-hmm.
It's a period where you can do some self-reflection, be introspective with yourself. It's a great method for self-coaching, therapy, arguing, debating with your own self.
Yeah, I would imagine it's kind of like a brain dump. Like if you have all this stuff on your mind, it's kind of just get it out.
Yeah, it's also a brain dump. You can get in those periods of time. The cool thing about it is it's yourself.
Yeah.
So there's no filter. There's no agenda. You can be as ridiculous as you want to be on the written page.
Maybe. I mean, would you be embarrassed if somebody came across some of your journals and read them?
Yes. That's why I don't share them with anybody.
I think a lot of men would. Like, we're very afraid to expose who we really are.
Historically, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
But that's how you learn. You learn a couple things historically. and which journals are used to write about books about famous people.
Mm-hmm.
In that you get a personal glimpse into the person as who they are. You also get an understanding of why they might be so upset about an individual or an event that took place at their time. You get a better understanding of that. And you also get a little bit of in their mind of how they deal with pressure or, some failure in some way.
Yeah.
And publicly, it's going to look completely different than personally.
Yeah. The Kennedy tapes comes to mind, which is kind of a journal because he recorded everything during the Cuban Missile Crisis, all that. And as you go back, you can see how he behaved in front of his staff, the people that he brought together. He just asked a lot of questions. He didn't make very many statements. But then when it was just him and Bobby Kennedy, he was like under immense pressure. And he was very disturbed by the decisions that he had to make. And he was going back and forth and really stressed out. But you could see it's all right there on the page.
Yeah, some of my favorites are from General Patton, his journals. The way he was able to develop himself and also just completely go off the rail on people he had to work with. But he still worked with them. He was, he was very loyal and followed rules and orders the way they were supposed to be at the same time. But that doesn't mean behind the scenes he didn't like you. He put that all on paper and get that out of his system. It was a way for him to argue with himself and to clear his mind.
So I wonder if he was trying to wrestle with, should I fire this? I mean, he definitely fired a lot of people, right? Not a lot, but he was not afraid to fire somebody if he had to.
Yeah.
And was in his journals, was he wrestling with that?
No, it doesn't dwell.
So
he wrestles with himself. Most of his journals are him wrestling with himself.
Oh.
And actually, if you look at many of mine are wrestling with myself.
Yeah.
And that's one of the great things about journals. So you go back, I can go back, do a review every quarter or once a year, or just dig back in some old ones. I could see, are my habits changing? Have I improved in this or not? Am I still?
Yeah, you read me some from when you were like 16.
Yeah.
And, you were kind of laughing about like, listen to this kid.
Yeah, we still complain about some of the same things.
Yeah.
Am I getting any better at it?
Are you growing from that?
Right. So it's a great tool for education as well. There was an old time thing called a copybook in which you wrote down quotes or passages out of a book or something. Well, why not do it today? I still do it. I still write down quotes. I can refer to them, and have a way for it. And again, it's for me for its memory recovery. I can place a date and time to an event that I might have forgot about, and improving from where I was. And, it's a good track of my life. But I will tell you, I see some things on there. There's a lot out there about how to journal, what to do, whatever. One of them is journal like a philosopher. And
what does that mean?
Why would I want to journal like a philosopher? Number one, I'm not.
Right.
Number two, it's too much of a burden.
Yeah, you're giving yourself homework assignments
right.
at that point.
And so you end up not doing it. You're not going to achieve anything out of it. So I just unburden myself and just do it the way I want to do it.
So just a free form, whatever you're feeling like for that day. If you're feeling philosophical, then that's what comes out.
Yeah, I'll end up writing 5 pages about one single topic that I have to work on. Or it might just be, I told you, there's some days where I just write the word nothing.
Yeah.
That's my day. It's not worth writing about. It was just another day. But so I find journaling to be very important for self-development, growth, getting out of the mindset of sleepwalking through life.
Yeah.
Because I can recognize, oh, wow, I can't believe I'm still in this pattern. And I need to make a difference. I need to change my course, change a habit, restart something.
Or double down on a good thing you're doing.
Yes, double down.
Yeah. So like, hey, I've been pretty good at this. I need to stay the course.
Right. You having a bad day? Maybe you should write down what you're thankful for.
Yeah.
How many people did you express gratitude to today?
Man, I'll tell you what. Talk about changing your attitude.
Yeah.
Throughout the day.
It does change your attitude. It really does.
You know what helps me is if I'm sitting in my office and I'm like, worried about whatever, moving, bills, family, all this stressful stuff, I got to get out of here. Get up and walk. Get my blood flowing. I'll walk across our whole site. I'll smile and give handshakes, fist bumps to people. Ask them how's their day going. All that stuff. And interact with other people. Because if you isolate yourself away from people, that I really don't think that's healthy. As much as I enjoy my alone time, I can only take so much of myself.
Right.
Like I need to go out there and realize, like, I am, because in my head, I'm a grumpy, angry, spiteful dude who's like, I'm scary and all this, but I need to go out and interact with people, and my true self comes out. I feel like I'm a pretty happy dude. I enjoy my life. I like seeing people do well and do good things in their life. It makes me happy. I feel like I get energy like that from other people. Sometimes people can drain my energy. If they're a very negative person, they can like suck energy from me, and I'm like, I got to get away from this person.
Yeah. I mean, this podcast is a good example. Today's recording is show number 47.
Yeah.
I can't believe we've gone that many.
Allegedly.
Yeah, right. We'll say that for conspiracies. But I can't believe we've gone 47 episodes.
Yeah.
And I really didn't think we'd last this long, honestly.
Well, yeah, I remember having a conversation about what are we going to talk about when we're 100 episods deep? Like, what are we going to do?
So here we are, episode 47. We've been doing this since the start of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's not always, but sometimes it is a form of therapy to talk some of this stuff out, because I end up walking away thinking about what we just talked about.
Yeah, for real. Mm-hmm.
Right? And had that going on. I've had several things on my mind where, I'm realizing that I have been holding back on some of these shows. And I think I've been holding back on all of them.
Okay.
Not being fully honest or open of who I am when we talk on this show.
Like, what is guiding your azimuth?
Right. And so I realized that, I'm a Christian. I'm a believer.
Mm-hmm.
This is a show that we very rarely have we brought any of that out. But it also at the same time guides my decision making, my thought process.
It's part of your manhood.
It is. And I realized I got to stop being a closet Christian.
Yeah.
And, I need to come out of the closet with my faith.
Yeah.
And really start to incorporate that a little bit more in the discussions that we're having.
Yeah, I think...
I'm not saying I'm going to preach every episode. I'm not going to do that. But I really do need to coordinate that and open up a little bit more about that, be a little bit more honest in my discussions.
Well, we kind of had an existential crisis a couple weeks ago, where we were like, hey, man, what are we doing? Like, really, what are we doing here? Are we contributing something that we really want to put out in the world? And so we went back and forth and had a lot of conversations, and I've been praying about it. I think, over the past few shows, I've been talking more about my spirituality and my beliefs as a Christian man. And, but I went through 22 years of wrestling with my faith, running away from it at times, most of the time, running away from it, living in sin, and just being a worldly person, and, like you said, being a closet Christian, because I was like, I don't want to talk about it at work because it might offend somebody, or I don't want to tell my close friends, because I don't want to lose this friendship.
Exactly. And that's what I've even been feeling. I've been feeling this on this show. And, we went into this show saying this is a passion project. This is about us. It's not about the people who listen to us.
Yeah.
And I've been wondering if I've been trying to please someone or not offend someone by not bringing it up or incorporating it into our discussions.
Yeah.
And I realized that I'm not living out who I really am. And so I'm not going to compromise in that part of my life anymore.
Yeah.
So that's going to come out in this show.
I feel like if my job is going to come into jeopardy because I'm talking about my faith in Jesus, then okay.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Faith will win out.
Yeah. I'm going to be okay. I'm fine with that. And honestly, like we talked about us as men, everything we do in our lives filters through the Bible and God's word. And why wouldn't we tell that to people?
Right.
One of the things that we discussed is the tasting of the alcohol. Like, should we be talking about our faith while drinking alcohol? And what did we spend, like a week and a half?
At least.
In thought, like thinking and praying and reading the Bible, discussing.
Writing out notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we never want to do anything that would cause a brother of ours, a fellow believer, or anybody to stumble, right? The Corinthians, what is it? 1 Corinthians 10:23, I think. But I read that over and over again, and I still can't remember it because that's just my brain. And I thought, like, man, should we quit doing the bourbon tastings? I really thought, like, should we quit it? But what it came up, like, hey, man, we can do the bourbon tastings as long as it's just a tasting.
Right. It's not about getting drunk.
Right.
Nowhere in the Bible does it say you're not allowed to drink.
No.
It says don't get drunk.
Don't get drunk. Don't be a drunkard.
All things in moderation. That's not in there, by the way.
No. Was that Ben Franklin again?
I think it's Plato or somebody.
All things in moderation, including moderation. I think Ben Franklin added the other. And that was probably 10 other people who said that. So this is a part of our walk in life, is our faith. I believe that God led me here to come back home to Missouri. I feel God had a plan, had a part in me getting a job where I got a job and meeting Kevin. And I feel like everything is happening for a reason. I don't believe in coincidence at all.
No. Well, when we were doing our discussions back and forth, there was one verse out of the Bible that really put the fear of God back into me.
Okay.
And that was from Revelation 3:15 through 16. Jesus said, I know your deeds, that you are neither cold nor hot. I wish you were either one or the other. So because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I'm about to spit you out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so somebody told me, like, imagine you take a drink of milk. Cold milk is refreshing. Warm milk can be good as well. But if you imagine drinking room temperature milk, you would immediately spit that out of your mouth.
Yeah.
It would be disgusting. And so that's like, I don't want to be room temperature milk. And I think you feel the same way.
Yeah.
And I was very room temperature for a long part of my life. Thank God I didn't die. And like, I've had a very strange walk with Jesus and my faith. And it's mostly my fault. Not mostly. It's 100% my fault. Because I'm stubborn and I fight, I rebel against
and you're not
authority.
alone.
Right. And that doesn't, I'm not alone. And yes, I'm a sinner, but I'm saved by the grace of God. But I'm also still a sinner. And I think Paul talked about the thorn in his side?
Yes.
Like there was something there. We don't know what his struggle was, but everybody has a struggle. Everybody has a thorn. But going back to the alcohol in the show, right? If this is your thorn, then don't listen to the show. Right. We don't want to cause you to stumble. And if you need help, you can reach out. And
why do we drink it?
Why do we drink it?
I like the taste.
It's for the craftsmanship of it, that it's, people have built this with their hands.
Right.
I think that, what is God has given us everything for us to use.
Gives us some enjoyment.
But just because God gave it to us to use, we can abuse it. You have to be careful. Mm-hmm. Just like everything. We have free will to use it or abuse it.
Yeah, but does it make you happy in some way? To me, it makes me happy.
Yeah.
I like tasting different things. I like doing the notes and learning about it.
Yeah.
Getting the history behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'm not going to stop doing that.
No. So we're going to be careful with our tasting, obviously, just like with everything else. I want to be careful about what I say. I don't want to hurt people. But at the same time, I'm not afraid to be offensive. If my faith offends people, that's more of a you problem than a me problem. Mm-hmm. And if you want to talk about it, I'd love to sit down and talk with people about it. If you have any comments you want about this, please leave it on the Spotify or YouTube or Facebook, whatever. Sure. We'll address it.
Yeah.
I think really what it is, we're going to be more open and honest about who we are, about why we do things. When it comes to the prepper things, read the Bible about that too. Jesus says, do the birds store up grain? No, they don't. God provides.
The ant does.
But the ant does, right?
So, it's one of those things. It's on both sides.
You can be prepared for hard times to come, but you could over-prepare and turn that into an idol, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to share and give.
How many pages of in your journal did you write about this topic specifically?
Well, I've got my journal with me. I could go through and flip the pages, but I'm going to say at least 15.
Yeah.
Total.
That's a lot of writing.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. And for me, I spent a lot of time going back and forth typing. I type stuff out. I'll delete it, which is a form of journaling, but I delete it. I don't print anything out. I spend a lot of time in prayer about what to do. I go for walks around at work. That's my, I think while I walk. I pray while I walk. I have a conversation with myself. Argue with myself in my head, which might be schizophrenia, maybe. I don't know. But that's my process.
Yeah.
I've tried to journal before, but it turns into more of like your stereotypical Dear Diary. Today I woke up at 7:00 and then I did this and then this and Johnny, stepped on my shoe and
there is nothing wrong with that.
Right. But for me, it gets to be, I'm like, all right, I'm forcing this.
Right. Well, you don't want to do that.
No.
And that's why I said there are days where I just write the word nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm not going to try and force it.
Well, so I started writing a book and I got like a quarter of the way in and I just hit a wall where I was like, I don't know what else to do with this. So I just stopped and I set it aside. I didn't delete it. I still have it saved on a thumb drive and I'm going to go back to it one day. It's always in my mind. Like I need to start that up again, but I'm really like, I don't have anything else to say on that. Maybe I need to turn it into a short story instead of a novel.
Right. Many times I say, get off your phone, stop scrolling. Mm-hmm. You're wasting your time. 2 hours and 20 minutes, 3 hours and 10 minutes a day. You can look at your history. Mm-hmm. You're really wasting your time.
Speaking of which, I deleted Reddit. So I'm officially zero social media.
Nice.
The only I have, the Google search app, whatever they call that, search engine.
Yeah.
And YouTube.
Gotcha.
That's it.
You have to have something to fill the void.
Yeah.
Like I can't tell somebody, hey, don't get on your phone anymore. Okay, well, I can't sit and stare at the wall like
what am I supposed to sit here and breathe?
I can't be Putty from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Right? So journaling to me is a good replacement for that. And because I'm still maintaining a record. This is a fear I have. Well, it's not a fear, but it's one of those things I'm concerned about is we're losing world history or just history of our culture and society.
Yeah, because
people don't keep track anymore. It's all internet.
It's a post that goes away in 30 seconds.
Disappears. It's gone.
Yeah.
And so, you don't have a record of it.
When I say I don't journal, when you were like, what are you always writing down? You're always writing something.
You're doing a form of something.
Yeah.
That's it.
It is. I am journaling because I keep this. It's the same notebook and I look back and I put dates on it and it's just, this is what I have, notes from work conferences I went to and I'm writing down important things that I want to remember.
They're all the same.
And then I go to the next thing like, at work here, safety steering committee notes and things that I want to.
I wouldn't
go
be
back
surprised
and
if you have a
revisit.
quote or two in there.
Probably, yeah. As I look back, and I have our show notes in here, and we talk about. Look, I have episode 5.
Yeah.
Did I fail or did I learn? Get 1% per 1% better every day.
I track things in it. I make my own little charts. I'll do a graph.
Oh, here's one.
I'll draw
from
pictures.
C.S. Lewis.
See? Told
Yeah.
you. So that's a journal.
I have stuff in here that I crossed out, and I'm just like, nah, no, this is not good. What is this? Oh, prayer list. Prepare for retirement. D-Day, June 6th.
See?
Root cause analysis.
There you go. You filled it.
Yeah.
So you actually do it.
Yeah, I do, and I didn't. I just think, oh, this is just my notebook for work and stuff. But it is a journal, and I have another book that my wife got me for Father's Day, which is Notes to My Daughter, which came from you, an idea from you about writing notes to your family members. And while we were on the Katy Trail, every night I would sit down and write a letter to my daughter about, the different bugs and animals we saw that day, and talk about how much I missed her. And it was a good way to wind down the day, writing a letter to my daughter. It was really cool.
To me, this is what separates the men from the boys. When you take this entire discussion that we've had, is you can spend your whole life learning and preparing to live, but you're not living.
Right.
So are you going to be a boy? You're going to be a man.
Yeah.
And the man ain't going to sit there and just hide behind a book or hide behind a football game on television. He's going to get up and start taking action, start doing something.
Yeah. Do something meaningful.
Right? Start living your life.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that you're not living your life if you're watching a football game, because I'll watch a good movie.
Sure.
That's part of living my life.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to live in front of the television. I'm not going to have 4 televisions, have all the football games like you see some people do.
Yeah.
No, come on. That's not living your life.
So it needs to be thoughtful. Whatever you're doing, doesn't matter what it is, but did you think it through and say, I am getting value from this? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also think that if you're not doing what you've been learning all your life, the learning you've had is losing its power.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
It is. And why are you even spending your time reading a book on how to un-F yourself, or Atomic Habits, or all these other great how-to self-help books, if you're not acting on them?
I quit reading them, man. I quit. Because that's when I was reading those is when I was thinking, how do I do this? What am I need to be successful. I need to make money. I need to, all that kind of stuff. And now I'm like,
it's from the movie Terminator. No. Which one was it with Arnold Schwarzenegger in the jungle fighting the Predator? Predator.
Yeah.
When I can't remember the guy's name, but he gets grazed by a bullet.
And
they're like, oh man, you're bleeding. He goes, I ain't got time to bleed.
Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, I ain't got time to bleed. There you go.
One of the greatest lines in movie history.
I really think that should be our method of operation when we're going through life. I ain't got time to bleed.
Well, like you were talking, was it the last show when you're driving in traffic and somebody cuts you off? Like, I don't have time to be worried about this guy. I'm busy living my life, man. Like, whatever, dude. Go on. You're in a hurry for something. See ya.
Exactly.
Good luck. Whatever it is. I hope you don't poop your pants before you.
Yep.
Oh, that's the dog. I thought it was Emma.
I would like to know, we've gone in this a little bit. I'd like to know what your feelings are on this Booker's. Has it changed at all, or not?
Well, let's do another. I'm still getting oak. Strong oak, man, on the nose. Are you still getting citrus? When you said blood orange, I'm struggling to find that. That doesn't mean you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong.
If I stick my nose in it, which I'm not supposed to do,
right.
I don't get it. But if I'm hovering over the top of the glass, I still get that citrusy, blood orangey type aroma.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I get a lot of vanilla.
The heat still hasn't gone away,
No way.
after it's sat out in the air a little bit.
No.
I think the finish is a little bit more enhanced than it was before, a little bit more lingering. I got to tell you, I mean, premium bourbon, how would you rate it? I already know.
It's 5 stars for me.
Me too. It's a 5-star bourbon.
Easily 5 stars.
Yeah.
Probably.
Now, there is a challenge because if you've had more than one Booker's, if you're a Booker's drinker, you might be able to pick out different things on it. But someone who has Booker's very rare, kind of like us,
yeah,
it tastes like a Booker's that I had a year ago.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to pick out anything different.
So consistency, you're saying?
Yeah, you can call it what you want, but you're still blending barrels together.
Yeah, it's all blended to taste. The master distiller.
But
which
for
is
this
a
one right
7th
here,
generation master distiller.
This one right here, I will say it is 5 stars.
Probably the best bourbon we've tasted, in my opinion.
Actually, I agree with that.
I'm going to have a hard time drinking any more of this now that I know the bottle's worth $200. But it's not worth $200 now that we opened it.
Yeah, you opened it, so enjoy it.
I don't care what it's worth, man. I'm fully like, I'm not a collector of anything. Whatever. I like to enjoy. I like practical things that I can use every day.
Well, I mean, again, living life. I've got more than 100 bottles of bourbon at home. And I've been staring at myself and going, why am I just letting it sit on the shelf? I'm not enjoying them. They're not doing anything for me.
You know, you had a couple bottles that have special. They're there for a reason because one day you're gonna have it with a certain person or for a certain event.
I'm saving it for a wedding or something.
Yeah,
you know, or
and that's totally
time with
fine.
my son and I. I had those, 3 or 4 set aside. I'm never going to touch them until that happens.
Yeah.
But I've opened up my.
Well, you've been bringing some special bottles to the show that were like, I was like, holy crap, he's actually going to open this?
Yeah, I'm willing to start digging into them and just start to enjoy them. Again, part of enjoying life.
Yeah. Right, man. So if you want to join in this conversation, if you have anything to say, if you were offended by anything we said or feel like whatever.
Exactly.
You can comment, like, share, subscribe first, we hope. But please comment. You can find us on Spotify. We're on a few other podcast apps that I can't remember. I think we're on
we're on YouTube.
Amazon too, I think.
Does Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon Music. We're on there.
Have you been uploading on there? I didn't even know there was such a thing.
It does
as
it
Amazon
automatically.
Music. Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should go there and look.
I don't know. Who cares? YouTube, though, because one day we might start doing video podcasts. If you want to see our ugly mugs.
Yeah, we're considering.
I'm going to wear a mask. I'm going to wear the old IRA ski mask. You know that thing where it's like just your lips and eyes?
Right. Okay.
But so we're going to do that. I think eventually we'll get to there. If you have a bourbon suggestion, something you want us to taste, or a topic for a show, or if you want to be a guest on the show, if you have something to share with the people, you're more than welcome to email us at showmemk@gmail.com. I want to thank all of our listeners across the United States.
And around the world.
And around the world. Australia, Poland, Russia, the UK. Did I say Australia?
Yeah. Japan.
Japan. Thank you. Yep. So we have the United States and Japan as our top 2. So we thank our folks over in Japan listening. And where else? We don't have any new states yet, do we?
No, we haven't had any lately. So, Utah was the last one.
Utah, right. But it's weird. We don't have Canada. Nobody listening in Canada yet. Are they? I wonder if our broadcast is allowed up there. They probably should, filter it out.
I don't know. Maybe we should use a couple of code words to see what would get Canadians to listen to us. Canuck.
Hockey.
The Dodgers are better than the Blue Jays, even though you beat them 11-4 in Game 1.
Syrup. Maple syrup. I don't know, dude. Canada's a weird place. Have you ever been to Canada?
I've been up to Vancouver.
Me too. It's like the United States in the bizarro world.
Kinda.
It's so strange. Very friendly people. But you see somebody, you're like, hey, man, how do I get down here? And then they speak to you in that Canadian accent. And you're like, we only live 10 miles apart from each other. How do you speak so differently than me?
Either be Canadian or not, stop acting like you're still part of the British Empire in some way, or
Yeah, knock it off, guys.
Identify with France. France has been nothing since Napoleon.
Yeah, good luck saying that in Montreal.
Right.
Well, they hate France and Canada at the same time, and England.
Do they?
They're like all French Canadians. It's like this weird thing up there. I just saw a UFC fighter got beat up. He got jumped by like 15 guys in the street because he wasn't speaking French. Isn't that weird? What the hell are you guys doing up there, man?
It's no different than Portland or Seattle or L.A. or St. Louis.
Yeah.
Or
all
Nashville.
Right. Thank you, folks, for listening.
Yeah.
And we really do want to hear your comments. We know there's more than 2 people listening, but we've only had 2 people comment so far.
Yep.
Just drop in and say hi from wherever you are. I think that would be cool.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
We'll talk about it in the next show, and hopefully get you guys on the show. We're looking for more guests. That would be fun.
We can get 3 lined up right away.
Yeah?
Yep. Still talking about
we got episode
the War on Terror.
51, too.
And we have 51 coming up.
That's going to be my favorite.
It's still jumping on the War on Terror. We still have a few that we can filter in there.
Yeah. Yeah. And we want to keep chronicling that.
Yep.
So if you served it during the War on Terror, wherever you were, because that was a global war on terror, you could have been anywhere in the world, even here in the United States. We want to hear your story. And that's it. I don't have anything else, man.
I don't either.
I'm ready to go watch Mizzou beat Vandy, and then later I'm going to watch the Blues beat Detroit.
Happy Halloween.
Oh, is it Halloween? Yeah, Halloween next week.
Yeah.
If you're into that sort of thing.
Next Friday.
All right. See you later.
Peace out.